Okay, welcome back. In this video, Omar Martin here again with my beautiful wife,
Melinda Martin.
And we're going to be talking about nav menus. We touched on this a little bit in the last video, but in this one, we're going to go ahead and actually create one. And I think the easiest way to do this is to go to Pages, generate a page, and then just make a nav bar for it. So the only page we've created in this membership site so far is the weight page. Now, by no means am I going to spend the next I don't know, 5-6 hours here creating like 30 pages for you. You already know the pages that are required. I've already toured a site with all of those pages for you. And we've already given you an alternative with the site skeleton, which does it all at the click of a button, installs them all for you at the same time. But it is important for you to understand a few skills, learn a few skills, so that you can quickly create all of the pages that you need. I already showed you how to go into Optimize Press, create new page, and select a template, right? Okay, well, I'm going to show you another tactic now. We're going to come over here to an existing page, and we're going to click Clone Page. So now we're cloning that, that weight page, and now it calls it Duplicate Weight. Okay, so we're going to name this, I don't know, let's give it, let's just call it Content for now. Okay, so this is just the name of the page, and we're going to need to edit, since we just changed that name, we're going to need to edit this here too. We're going to make the slug content. That's called the slug. Click OK. Here we go. So now I'm going to click Launch the Live Editor. So we've got a copy of our weight page here, all right? And there's a couple things that we're going to be doing. We're going to be changing this content. Obviously, we don't want this to be a squeeze page, so I'm going to remove that row. And maybe I'll make, you know, since this is going to be a content page, I'm going to remove that. I don't need that. And this will be where my content goes. So maybe instead of having this, I'll have like, you know, a headline here. Let's like make this be regular size text instead of that big giant text. So maybe we can make this like size 50, and we can make this, let's say like 242424 is like a dark gray, blackish color. And then I'm just going to say content page. Welcome to the content page. Now this is just a sample. I probably would never create a page that looks like this, but the reason I'm doing this is so that you can see that it's quite easy to create pages by cloning existing pages. And when you clone an existing page, it brings over some elements like the header, the footer, and you won't have to be creating them again. Now, if you duplicate 10 pages and then all of a sudden you decide, well, oh my God, I want to change my header, I want to change my color of my header, you got to go back and you got to change that to every one of those pages. And that kind of sucks. Individually, it does suck. Okay, so here's the thing. We've got this cool header. We got this color already, but what we don't have here is a navigation bar. Let me just go ahead and change this. Let's say this, I'm just going to put in some dummy text here. Okay, so let's say this would be where some real text goes. So I'm just doing that again, just for the purpose. And then maybe I'd create an element, since this is supposed to be a countdown content page. Maybe I'll put like a file download icon or something like that, and add new. I'll create. Let's see if I'll find a file. See how easy it is with this. I'll say, okay, let's say this would be a zip download file. And the file name is, this is the name of this sample file. And then over here, the file description, I would click, always open up a new file in a new window when they click it. And then I would just type in some text here. I used to have a little dummy text generator. Let me see if I have it. No, what was it called? It wasn't called Lipsum. It was called something.
Lorem.
No, it was called, oh man, I can't remember. I got a little app on here that creates dummy text, but now I don't remember what it's called. It's called gibberish, something like that. Let me see if I have it on here. Yeah, Gibber it's called. That's it. This is a cool little tool. Gibber, there it is. And I can just create like as many paragraphs as I want of dummy text. So I'm just going to copy that dummy text there, and boom, it's great for doing templates and things like this. And I'll add another one. So that was my, I don't know, PDF or zip. I'll add a PDF one, and this one is called, this is another sample download item. And I'm going to add, I'm going to click a new thing, and I'm going to add another, some more gibberish text. So I'm going to just create a new one. I'm just refresh, and there's some more text. Copy that one. Boom. And insert. It says insert all the required fields. What did I forget to do? What did I forget to insert? Select the file. Oh, I haven't actually selected a file to download. So we're going to select a picture from the media library. We're going to say download. This one is going to be the binder image. Insert it, and then this one is going to be the select the file. This one will be the audio file. Okay, so you can upload files. This is a good example of how you can create your own download pages, right? So let me just go ahead and hit insert on that, and we'll be done. Okay, so isn't that cool? We just created like a download page here. Now notice how that name download is kind of running into the text on top. I could create space. So I make a little spacer. Vertical spacing. And I could say add 25 pixels of space. Insert. Now I got this little spacer here. I want to drag it and put it in between those two things. Okay, and I can, it's already on publish. I'm going to click save and close here just to see what we've done. Just to see what we've done. I'm going to right click here, open it in a new tab. Let's take a look at this page. There it is. For some reason it didn't save the new slug, so I got to make sure I change the slide. But look at this cool looking download page that I just made, right, with OptimizePress. I made that in a matter of minutes, right? Now we'll still haven't gotten to our nav bar. I know. Let me just click update here, because I think that's the reason that it didn't show me the page. And then if I just refresh over here, it says page not found because that was a preview. I'm going to click this now, and there it is. Okay, so I'm going to go back, and that page is good to go. I'm going to go back to the live editor on this page, and now we're going to work on this nav menu, because that's really what I want to kind of get across to you in this picture, in this video here. So layout settings, header and navigation, it's already on. Let me go take a look here. And what we haven't chosen here, though, is what menu is going to be selected, okay? And if you see down here, we can actually turn on the nav bar. So we can put navigation alongside the logo. We could put it below the logo. We could put it above the logo, so it's the very top of the page. But over here, we have it set to be alongside the logo, all right? So we've got the navigation already set up. We've got the color here that we can change. We can link that page. We can link the logo. I don't want it linked, so I'm going to click remove logo. Remove link on the logo. If we need to change this image and upload a new image, there actually is an image there. I can grab it and drag it, but since it's a white logo on a white background, it's hard to see. So this is the other style that we could check. So right now, the one that's selected is this one, and that's going to put the navigation bar alongside the logo. The other type that you could have is the logo in the middle and then the nav bar beneath. All right, so we're going to use this one. I kind of like using this one from time to time. It saves space. So there we go. I'm going to go ahead and hit update. But you're going to say, well, Omar, why is there no navigation menu there? What? Two reasons. There's two things that you need for navigation. You need to have a menu created, and you need to have pages to put in the navigation menu, right? So I'm going to go ahead and save and close. Let's go over to Appearance, Menus. And that'll load up. And we do have a few pages that we have created. And we're just going to put them all in our nav bar as soon as this thing loads. It's taking forever. Not sure why. Let's click that again. There we go. Okay, so as you can see, there is no menu here yet. So what we want to do is we want to create a menu, create a new menu. We're going to give that new menu name. We're going to call it Members Area, Membership Menu. There we go. We're going to call it Membership Menu 1. Okay, we're going to create menu. And what we're going to do is now select the pages that we want to put in there. So we want to put in our sample page, we want to pull in our content page and our weight page. I would never put a weight page or a sample page in an actual nav bar. You got to say that because somebody will be like, well,
I was going to say that's exactly
so let me go ahead now and I just click add to menu and boom, now you see these pages. Now here's the cool thing. I can drag and drop the order that they're going to appear in this menu. I can also change the name as it's going to display by clicking on this drop down and changing the navigation bar label. Okay, so notice how this one, instead of weight, let's say I want to call this page something else. I'm going to call this something else. Literally, I'm naming the page something else. Okay, and this one is the sample page. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit save. And that's it. Okay, so now we've got the menu created. It's called Membership Menu 1, and we're good to go. Right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back over to my pages. And what's the page that we want to put this on? It's on the content page. That's what we want to put the menu on. So I'm going to click on content. I'm going to go live editor. Let's go back over to layout settings. Let's go back over to header navigation. And now over here where you have your navigation bar, there's a place here where we can select. If you click on that, see how it said navigation bar alongside logo? I clicked on it and there's none selected. See, I don't have a navigation selected, but now on the drop down, that membership menu 1 will appear. So I have to select it. So yes, if you're thinking, well, Omar, that means you can create multiple menus. That's right, you can. Another type of menu that we're going to need to create is called a footer. So we're on the footer, we usually put our legal pages.
Disclaimer, the DMCA.
Right, all that stuff. So now we can also set the font that we want to use and the size of the font that we want to put the menu. So let's give it a big text and let's select, PT Sans is fine. Let's use the thin, let's use 20. Let's not use any shadow. And let's use Oswald. Let's go crazy for the font. And I'll click OK. And look what we've got there. We've got our nav menu now. Okay. So I'm going to hit save and close. Let's go take a look. Let's go update the site. Let's go open this in a new tab. Let's take a look at our nav menu. So look at that. We've now got a navigation menu on our header here, on our header bar. And there's a page that we named something else, which was actually
before you go,
the weight page.
Why don't you go ahead and enter your name
pause
and
that audio.
Now
notice what happened here. We just used the navigation bar to navigate to a page where we don't have a navigation bar. So now you just gave your member no way to get back, unless, or no other selections, right? Or no other way to hit. The only way to back is to hit backspace, right? So one of the important things, and this is why it's cool to set up your menu and then go and duplicate, and then go cloning everything, right? So, that first set of pages that you make, it's going to be labor intensive. You got to create all this stuff, and it's a good idea to select what your color scheme is going to be. Select your color scheme.
I was just going to say that you usually want to start with your home page and get your color scheme going, get the fonts you want, get the nav bar the way you want it, so that way it's basically easy. Copy and paste the color codes, or just copy the pages and just keep duplicating those pages, so that way they're already done.
Correct. Now you can actually change a lot of this stuff here. The color of the hover. There's a lot of things that you can go in here and you can change. So if we go back into the live editor and we go into color scheme settings here, which is a totally different one. You go to page color settings, you'll see that you've got navigation bar alongside logo color options. So look at all these options you have here. You have the drop down background color. You have the drop down hover color. You have the navigation hover background. You have the navigation link text. Okay, so let's go with the navigation hover background. So this means that what color do you want to display behind the text when they just hover the mouse over the navigation? So you see, if you look closely, you'll notice that when I hover behind, it's getting a little bit darker, right? What if I want that to completely change colors? What if I want that to be white? Okay, let me come over here and let me change that background header color to, let's say, F1, which I know is a white. It's like an off-white, slightly off-white. Okay, so F1. And then now what we're running a risk of, though, is that the text won't be visible because that text is gray. So let's click Update, and let's click OK here. And now look what happens. See that when I'm hovering over that? So now I can change the text color to be a little bit different. I can also, what I'm getting at here is there's a lot of color combinations and things that you can test and that you can do here. And you can really create a site that looks unique and looks awesome. But then remember, if you made a change on one page of the hover color and you want it to match the whole site, you're going to have to go and change that
page
through every one of your. Exactly. So now let's create, really quickly, let's create a footer menu here. I'm going to go to Layout Settings, and I'm going to go to Footer Area, which is on. And for the footer navigation, well, we've only got one menu selected, so one menu to select from. So I'm going to select Membership Menu, and now here you can have a different style. But I'm just going to click Update, click OK, and boom, look what it just did here. It created the footer links. Now this is the same menu that I've assigned to the footer, but you can always go back into nav menus, into WordPress, and go ahead and create a new menu, and now that'll be available for you to put down here. Let me save and close. Let me click Update here.
You know, one thing that I like to do is you know how we mentioned that, you know, the non-member pages or stuff like that. Well, it's always good for the non-member pages or those kind of sites to have different nav bars. So you may not want to show every page. You may just want to show the support tab.
Correct. So, for example, if somebody is not logged in, or if they are logged in but they are on a, I don't know, there's various situations where we on an error page, for example, if they hit an error page, we just want to show them the support link. There's a couple of situations where you might want to create a unique menu for this person that they don't even see the link. Generally speaking, inside of a members area, even if they don't have access to certain content, so like let's say the sample page, let's say this was actually right here, the content page. Let's say that content page was only for paid members. We're going to be talking about page protection in the next video. But if it was only for paid members, I'd still want that showing in the nav bar. Why? Because from a marketing standpoint, I want my logged in member to see what they're missing. I want them to see what they can't get, so that when they click there, they're like, oh, well, the content's, and then they're like, oh, man, I don't have access to that, because your wrong member level page will show, and it'll say, sorry, you don't have access to this content. If you want to upgrade your
contact support,
or
click here
to buy an upgraded program. So you understand, this is the psychology behind creating a membership site that not only looks awesome and functions properly, but it also gets people to buy more stuff. So I've just showed you how to create multiple pages, how to clone pages, how to modify your header. I showed you how to change and edit the colors and things like that on the header. I showed you where to find that. We did a basic, mocked up this quick little page with some dummy text in there to show you how easy it is to continue creating pages, and we even made a little footer menu. Now this footer menu, footer navigation rather, is displaying the same menu as the header because we didn't create an additional one. But overall, this is an excellent looking page, and I'm sure you can see how this can turn into a website with multiple pages like this. This could eventually turn into a really nice looking website. So I hope you enjoyed this video about navbars, and we're going to talk about protection and wishlist member and that kind of thing in the next video. We'll see you there.
See you there.